Hello, welcome to scr1tno Knitting Project podcast. My name is Sharon and I'm coming to you from Surrey in the UK, where I live with my family and my animals. Today is Tuesday the 26th of October 2021 and this is episode 111. Thank you so much for joining me today. Welcome if you are a new viewer, welcome back if you're a returning viewer. I have picked up a fair few new subscribers over the month of October. So I thought I'd do a bit of an intro. So first of all, scr1tno. SCR is my initials. One was many years ago when I was doing an email address. SCR had already been taken, so I was scr1. TNO, if you are a X-Files fan, is the tagline from X-Files which says trust no one. So TNO stands for that because I'm a huge X-Files fan. And it was a tag that I used many years ago, and it stuck across all my social media because often SCR1 was taken but SCR1TNO wasn't. So when I started the channel, it just seemed natural just to keep that tag. So that's what it all stands for. You do spell it out. It is not a word, although I know many have tried. So yeah, it's just scr1tno. And yeah, the knitting project is the title of my rotation of whips. So I try and work on a different project each day over 6 days. I do it over 6 days, not 7, because then the projects actually move and fall on different days. So if it'd been 7, a Tuesday project would always be on a Tuesday, but on Tuesday I do guides, so I don't have much time to knit, so that particular project would take forever. So if I rotate it over 6 days, it means that each of my projects do actually fall on a weekend day eventually, and I do get stuff done. At least theoretically I do, if I don't keep casting on new stuff. I have this year I've had a major case of cast-on-itis. If you look at my finished objects, I haven't got that many at all, but I'm going to try, and next year I'm going to try and make it the year of finishing stuff rather than starting stuff, but that's a whole other year. So admin, we do have a Ravelry group. It is quite an active Ravelry group if you can do Ravelry. I have struggled with Ravelry in the past, but I have found that their dark theme works for me. So if you're able to choose their dark theme on your device, I'd advise you to give it a go just in case. If you still want to support Ravelry, which I completely understand if you don't. I am on Instagram as scr1tno, and if you want to tag me as an actual tag rather than just using the hashtag, because apparently sometimes the hashtags don't turn up. I'm not too sure what's going on with Instagram at the moment. I follow a dear friend and I got her recommended as somebody I might want to follow at the weekend, and I was like, what on earth? So I messaged her and did say, have I annoyed you? In which case, I'm really sorry. Could you tell me what I've done? I hadn't. And she's got no idea what happened either. So maybe if you notice your followers have gone down slightly on Instagram, you might want to go and kind of just do an inventory, because I think Instagram have just done something really odd. I mean, don't they always? So we've got 2 knit-alongs going on at the moment. We have a square a day KAL, which started off as us all knitting a square a day on a Cosy Memory blanket, but has now morphed into working a small bit on any bigger projects every day. I myself am doing crochet squares this year. Next year I was thinking of doing the Battenberg blanket, because I have one I need to finish. But I'll be honest and say I have missed my Cosy Memory blanket so much this year that I will almost certainly be doing a Cosy Memory blanket. I have started one, so at least I can include that in my list of not starting stuff. It's not going to be a new one. I already have one. But yeah, I've really missed it, so I'm thinking I will be going back to do my Cosy Memory blanket next year. There is a stripy sock KAL going on, which includes making scrappy socks too. There are dyers of the month which you can support and get extra entries for. The lists are either down below this video or on Ravelry. I do not know what November's are. I haven't looked it up. I'm sorry, bad podcaster. I am doing Vlogtober. If you don't know, Vlogtober is a month where various YouTubers, not just in the knitting community, do a video a day. Mine is all about my crafty life, my family, We've done a few holidays. My husband flies hot air balloons, and we had a couple of balloon meets, so we videoed that. So you can get anything from cooking to aviation on my vlogs. They're nothing if not varied. Thank you for sticking with me if you have been watching my Vlogtobers over the last couple of, well, over the beginning of the week, where on Monday I think I dropped something like 5 videos because, and they were quite short, because I'd had a migraine, which just, you know, one of those things, but it stopped me editing, so I ended up dropping all of them in one day. So today's Tuesday, so that technically was yesterday, but obviously you see this on Sunday, so I try to video quite a while in advance. I have a giveaway for my 1,000 subscribers on last week's video. No, not the last week's, the last week one I recorded video, because there's been a break, which I will draw for next, on my next video. So it should be next weekend, all things being equal. Anything else I need to tell you? I think that's it for admin. Should we see some knitting now? So day 1 is socks, and got some progress on my socks. I have finished my Rainbow Chronicles socks. So these are, and when I say finished, I have sewn in my ends and have washed them. They are actually still slightly damp. These are my entry for a knit along that Kelly of Lay Family Yarn and Jules of So Sweet Violet have jointly hosted this year. And we're basically knitting a box of rainbow socks. I have managed to keep up so far. So this is October's entry. Not that I've entered it yet. I do need to photograph these and get them entered, because we're getting towards the end of the month. But I love how these have worked out. So I started off, and I've tried to follow the rainbow colours. And then when I got to that one, I started again. Started going through them again. I had a debate as to whether I was going to go backwards, but then I decided this bit here would be very much too blue, so I just started again. And I think we've got a couple more rainbow packs coming out, so I will do the same for those. So yeah, really pleased I got those done. I do a well, on these ones I change it depending on my mood. I do a twisted 2x2 rib, which is my favourite rib. I do what is theoretically supposed to be 8 rows, but always ends up as 9, because I count 8 and then realise I've got one already on the needle, so it's 9. I do a slip stitch, heel flap and gusset all in one colour, and then on the bottom I do, can you see that? I do a garter stitch heel turn. Now I find this cinches it in a little bit under my foot, which kind of hugs my heel, but also it makes a lovely squishy heel to stand on. And then I just do a normal wedge toe, and I do a 3 needle binder for my toes, because there's two reasons. A, I'm lazy, and that's the biggest reason, but B, you get a little ridge on the inside which you don't notice when you're wearing them, but does help to reinforce the toe. So I find I don't go through the toes as much as I tended to. So yeah, that's my standard scrappy sock vanilla pattern. And then my other one is living in this lovely bag, my lovely sheepy bag that my lovely friend Kate sent to me. And these are my Luna socks, named after my little black cat. And I'm making good progress on here. Now I try to knit my socks concurrently. I did try 2 at a time, ended up joining my socks together. Gemma from A Midnight Diary made a lovely comment that she did it too, and that she didn't want tights for pixies, which I thought was hysterical. So that was brilliant, Gemma. I loved that. And yeah, so I'm glad I'm not the only one that does it. But yeah, so my 2 at a time socks are very much nowhere near each other. So I have done, I don't know where I was on these on the podcast, because I think I cast these on when I was on holiday, so I don't think that you've seen these on the podcast other than the yarn. So this is the Ice Queen colourway by Twisted Limone, which is this beautiful blue and with this black stripe. Now Luna was a black cat, so the black stripe is for Luna, and then I've got the red that's in it is perfect for his collar, because he always used to wear a red collar. And Kate didn't know this, I don't think, when she sent me the yarn, but it's very much been a memory of Luna, these socks. And I absolutely love them. So I've done my classic garter ridge heel turn there. So I've got down the flap and the heel turn on that one, and I'm just going down the slip stitch heel on this one. Kate very kindly wound these into 2 balls for me so that I didn't have to wind it, and I could just cast straight on, which I've very much appreciated. So I'm loving knitting these little socks. They are kind of Christmassy, but I'm going to just keep them for every day. So as soon as I get them done, and you lot have seen them as an FO, they are going in my drawer. Again, I have done a 2x2 twisted rib, which is my favourite rib for socks. I love the way it looks and I love the way it feels. I mean, twisted rib used to be a real pain, but because I do it so often now, a couple of times I've gone to do normal rib and realised that I'm twisting it, so it's obviously my default now is twisting my rib. But I don't mind, because I love the way it looks. It's quite neat. So that's my day 1 socks. I really need to put a needle cozy in with this, because it's just going all over the place. Come on, back in the bag, there we go. So that's that one. Day 2 is accessories, and at the moment I'm using that day and many of the other days to knit my mystery knit along by Stephen West. So this is the Shawlography shawl by Stephen West. I am still on clue 2, but if you don't want a spoiler, then please do look away. I am using yarn from Eden Cottage, so that's my little swatch of all my yarns together. So this is from Eden Cottage Yarns. It has got some sparkle in it, and I am on kind of the last section of, let's get those 2 out, because theoretically then it shouldn't be attached. Bear with. I'm on the last section of clue 2, so hopefully I'll be on clue 3 at some point in the not too far distant future. So again, fair warning, look away if you do not want to see it. You might want to skip ahead as well, because I do want to talk about it. So if I remember, I will put a timestamp down below. Right, so this is mine, which I really love. I really love. Now there's a section, that section there, I went wrong. I don't think it's supposed to look like that from what I can work out, so I went a bit wrong there, but I've kept it. Those were fun. I hate knitting bobbles, although these ones, because of the way Stephen does his bobbles, you could do them on DPNs, which made it much quicker, so I didn't hate those ones so much. So I've done that side add-on, which I love the way that's done, and I love the way it looks. It does take a lot longer to knit than I thought it was, because obviously you're decreasing each row because it's short rows, but it still seemed to take forever until I got to about there, and then it was really quick. So I've just started for this side. I'm just starting the short rows on this side. So I'm hoping to have those done. I'm hoping to have these done by Friday, so at least I'm only still a clue behind, not 2 clues behind. That's my aim. So I am knitting this not just on day 2, I am knitting this a lot until I get it done, and then I try and work on my other bits and pieces when I have time. I mean, this isn't really car knitting, although I did take it out in the car this week because I was on these short rows, which you can get away with, but normally it's not car knitting. And this is all living in my giant dandelion and dogwood bag, which I'm very grateful for this bag, because there is a lot of yarn in here. There's 5 balls of yarn and the shawl itself, so there's a lot. And also you occasionally need to use a stitch marker when you're doing the short rows, so having this little clip here, I just clip it to here so I know where it is. That's not the one I'm using actually, I'm using a different one. It's actually in my knitting. So that's my dandelion and dogwood bag, and I love that. So that is day 2. Day 3 was my EDT, which is patterned by Isabel Kramer, which if you want to see, go back a couple of episodes. I've put away that away now till next spring. I don't think I'll be working on it before then. But I am going to put day 3 into present knitting for Christmas, because I have got a pair of fingerless gloves I need to do and this pair of socks. So this is a sock set from Les Family Yarn. It is DK with some buccal wool, so that you can make Santa socks. Now when I already saw this and wanted it, but when my youngest daughter saw this on Kelly's feed on Instagram, she actually commented on the feed. She really wanted these, so I am going to knit a pair of Santa socks. Now I want to get these done by the 1st of December, because although they would make a great Christmas present, obviously who wants Santa socks on Christmas Day? It's a bit late. So I'm going to make this, I'm making her an advent this year, so I'm going to make this her day 1 on her advent for December. So I need to get these done. So they are going very quickly into the rotation. I just need to hit Kelly up for how she knit hers, so that I have a pattern of some kind to follow. But yeah, I love those. So that's what's happening with day 3. Day 4 is my baby jumper, and I don't think I've done anything on this since you last saw it. Someone was asking me about the bag that was in my intro, well, for Vlogmas. No, Vlogtober. I finally did it. I knew I'd do it at some point. My intro for Vlogtober. This is the bag. It's by Sherry Iris, and it was a bag she did last year, I think as part of a set. I don't know, but I got it very late last year and didn't have a chance to use it, so I'm really enjoying the fact I can use it now. The only issue with it is it's corduroy and it's picking up every little bit of knitting fluff it can. So it's, can you see that? It's a really fluffy bag right now. So I'm doing the bowline baby jumper, which is and I need to get on with this because it's going to have grown out of it by the time I finish it otherwise. Which is a jumper by Tin Can Knits, and as I said, I'm not sure whether I've shown this on the podcast or not, so I'm just going to, I am about to add on the sleeves. It's sleeves next, so I need to get I really do need to get a wriggle on with this, otherwise it's not going to fit him. So this is another one that I need to work on as well. And the problem is I am getting very much distracted by my Stephen West shawl, but I do need to get this done. And the silly thing is, if I just put a weekend day aside for it, I'll get it done. So I might try and do that at some point, is just put the weekend day away and get that done. So I'm using yarn by Hedgerow Yarns, and it's a DK. It's very lovely. It's so soft. So need to get that sorted. As I said, if I don't, he's going to have grown out of it. But I'm loving that. It's a lovely pattern. Tin Can Knits, if you're doing, if you want a baby pattern, I would recommend Tin Can Knits. A lot of the patterns they've got come in baby sizes. I need a little baby girl at some point so I can do a baby love note, because I think they're so cute. So that is day 4. Right, day 5 is my Whitmore. This is my Whitmore cardigan. It is hanging out in my bag by Awesome's Granny's caravan bag. If you've been watching my Vlogtobers, you've seen this a lot this particular month. I am trying to press through. This is another one that I've got a deadline for, because I want to wear it to the Les Family Yarn retreat, which is in, for me, is in December. I'm on the last one. This is again my lovely friend Kelly Lay, and this is her vintage China colourway. So I would love to have it for the retreat. And there's a good chance I will at least be able to wear it in some shape or form, because I have now done I've done the yoke, I've put on the first sleeve, and I have put on the second sleeve. So now I am just whizzing down the body. So I guess if all else fails, I can wear it as a cropped cardigan and put try it on tubing underneath it. So the last time you saw this, it was where my little lady is. And that's as much of the back as I've knit. So I'm getting there, and it's just knitting and purling. So it once you get into the rhythm, it's really quick. But you know, getting into the rhythm and wrangling the little DPNs at the end, which are your button bands. So it's really clever because you put the button band on at the same time. So I'm kind of wrangling that as well. But this is now 100% sort of giant sock car knitting now, so I will get this done. So the Whitmore Cardigan is a pattern by Amy Loudon, who is the little tailoress. And she's got the Whitmore sweater as well. I've made a Whitmore sweater. Loved my Whitmore sweater, so I thought I'd make a Whitmore cardigan because I wear cardigans a lot. Probably more than I wear jumpers actually, so it made sense for me to make a cardigan. So day 6 is blanket day, and while I was away I worked on my habitations row, which is living in my lovely puffing bag by Busy Pottering. And this is the habitations row, which is a pattern by Helen Stewart, Curious Handmade, in from Knit Vent 2019. I didn't get very far with it. I still have some of the mini that you last saw with this, with me working on. I was where my little black cat is, and I got to there. So not a huge amount. I love how this is working out. This is my Sherry Iris 2019 advent calendar. I really just want to work on this. I have so much deadline knitting that I can't really justify the time on it, unfortunately. And I need to do my Christmas blanket, which is my square a day. I haven't got that to show you this week because I think from next week on blanket day I'm really going to concentrate on doing my Christmas blanket because I want that done by the 1st of December. Okay, so Happy Mail. Now I'm not sure if I haven't already shown you these. This is the October mini sets from West Green Loft Yarns. So I think I might have shown these to you on the last podcast, but just in case I didn't, I'm going to show them again. So if you haven't got yours, look away, because they were sitting in my basket. So I either didn't put them away or they arrived after the podcast. I don't know which, but they're very pretty. Look, they're so pretty. Very autumnal. I love Vicky's colours. So yeah, that's them. I'm now going to make sure I put them away. There we go. I also, my friend Katie and our lovely moderator has opened her own little Etsy shop up, and she's doing all sorts of little bits and pieces, mainly stitch markers, and there are a few bits that I really loved. So first of all, there's a little Bambi, who I think I'm going to use as a zip pull on one of my Christmas bags. But I really like that. It's so cute. And then these are beautiful little cherries. So pretty. A star, which I adore. And a little cat, which I mean is so special to me at the moment with all that's gone on. A little cat in a hoop, so cute. And then these are the reason I actually made the purchase, and then I saw all those and bought those. I love these are little Christmas bulbs, and I just think they're so what I would use at Christmas. I had to have them, so I've got a little set. There's blue, silver, gold and green. I hope you can see that without it reflecting too badly. What I'll do is get one out and show you one of them. Excuse the crinkling. There we go. So yeah, they are so fun. I love them. As you can tell, I'm gearing up for Christmas. She also sent, bless her, a couple of little bits as a thank you. There's a happy and there's a little globe with fruit in, which I'm going to pop in the prize pile. I'd love to keep them for myself, but I literally can't keep everything, so I'm going to put these in the prize pile. Thank you so much, Katie. And then my last bit of happy mail is a club. Again, I don't think you've seen this. This is the Scrappy Project Club for October from Willy Goodness. So this is 5 gram mini skeins, and that's the little, again, look away if you've not got yours. This is October Scrappy Project. That's the little stitch marker that comes with it. And that was the inspiration photo. And finally, it's so pretty, this is the yarn. Beautiful. So this is all going into a habitation throw as well, which I haven't worked on for quite a while. I think I got up to February or March. I think I finished February. So I've got a little bit of work to do on that one as well. So yep, that's my happy mail for this week. Having said that, can you see that little pile behind me over there? Hold on, I can't let this go back together. That little pile there, that's the advent starting to come in. So what I thought I would do is clear off some of the yarn from on those shelves and put my advents on there, but not until the end of November. Okay, so let's go into news from the Knitting Project, because that's pretty much what's going to happen now. On Remembrance Day weekend, which I think is the 14th. Hold on, let's get this right. This is important. Yeah, 14th, November the 14th is Remembrance Day. I parade in memory of my father, who was a serviceman, and with my guides, or brownies. I'm with brownies this year, for Remembrance Sunday to our local church. And then when I come back, I get changed out of my very formal attire, and then I do my project bag shuffle. And what I do is I take all my current projects that I'm working on and choose Christmas bags for them. And at that moment, that's when Christmas really kicks in for me. So all my projects go into Christmas bags. At that point too, I am going to start taking the yarn off of these shelves so that I can start arranging advents. What I would like to get, and I think I saw something in B&M that would be perfect, is just some little trays that I can lay them all out in. I've got a wall hanger from So Sweet Violet that I used last year for my Lay Family Yarn Advent, and that will be happening again, and that goes in the lounge. I'm going to try and work out a different way of opening my advents, I think, on Vlogmas this year, because I have so many of them. I don't think I can really do what I did last time, so I may have to do one day I'll do one, but show you what all the past ones were for that particular advent. Don't know, we'll see. We'll work that one out when we come to it, but I'm very much looking forward to it, because it's kind of just around the corner now, isn't it? I can't believe we're nearly at the end of Vlogtober. So yeah, 5 more days I think to go. Thank you if you're watching my Vlogtobers. I very much appreciate it. Thank you for being with me when I had my bit of a break at the weekend, which I didn't intend. Upcoming this week for promo for Vlogtober, we will have the girls mucking about, and possibly Reese, carving pumpkins. Meg is hoping to make candles today, so I'm hoping to vlog that. I want to make gift tags for Christmas presents, so that might be happening this week as well. I'm going to use Prima clay, whatever it's called, the clay you bake in the oven. Yeah, so that might be happening this week. Today, I haven't actually even picked up the camera to vlog yet, I've just done the podcast. But today, I've got a work day, I've edited the podcast. There is something else I'm supposed to be doing today, but I don't know what it was. I've forgotten. I'm hoping I've written it down in my planner. But I think that's it from me. I don't think I have any other news to share at the moment. All the girls are fine. You've seen what's going on in their lives because of vlogging, so There's not a vlog at the end of this. I will just do something pretty for the outro. So I hope you're all okay wherever you are. Take care, and I'll see you next week.